Everyone is our neighbor, and that throughout the ages, the prophets have called leaders of the people to respect and protect those among us. Our children, the elderly, the poor, those who are hungry, who have no homes, the sick, the stranger, and the immigrant in our midst. I pray that you grant this council the wisdom and the courage to know and to do what's right and good and true, to speak when they should speak and to listen when they should listen, and to always be guided by your Holy Spirit.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilors, thank you, and everyone else, thank you. We do have some special guests here tonight, special recognition. We do have Cub Scout Pack 46, and not only are the Cubs eating those stewards that care about these young people. They are from Peace Lutheran Church. What we'd ask you to do, stand so that we can recognize you and welcome. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much. We'll now move to our consent agenda. Council, any changes or motions?
Move to approve, Erickson.
Second, Selberg.
Councilor Vice Chair Erickson's made a motion to approve our consent agenda. Seconded by Councilor Selberg. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kiley.
Yes.
Neitzer.
Yes.
That has passed 8-0. Our regular agenda, Council, any changes to that?
Move to approve, Erickson.
Second.
Councilor Vice Chair, our regular agenda tonight, seconded by Councilor Chair Kiley. A roll call vote, please.
Council members Rolfing.
Yes.
Selberg.
Yes.
Starr.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Staley.
Yes.
Erickson.
Yes.
Erpenbach.
Yes.
Kiley.
Yes.
Neitzer.
Yes.
That is also passed 8-0. Thank you. Folks, welcome. If there's anybody here who wants to engage the council, just come forward. Give us your name, please. We'd ask you to keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. And if you could just speak to the body as a whole, we'd appreciate it. Welcome.
Good evening, and thank you, Mr. Mayor and council members. My name is Joy Tusher, and I'm from Sioux Falls. I would like to acknowledge those in the Sioux Falls Police Department for their assistance in granting a permit for the Women's March, which is being held this Saturday, January 20th, and also for ensuring that we have police officers stationed throughout the route. I would like to take this opportunity to invite you, Mr. Mayor, and the council members along with the community members of Sioux Falls, to join us. There will be a pre-march gathering at MB located at 300 West 11th Street from 8 to 10 a.m. The march itself will begin at 10 a.m. right here at Carnegie Town Hall and end at the Minnehaha County Courthouse. Among our speakers this year is Dr. Laura Renee Chandler, Assistant Professor of History at SDSU. Dr. Chandler lists her areas of research, expertise, and interest as African American social activism, Black transnationalism, feminist history, and America in the world. Those marching will also hear the firsthand immigration and employment challenges of Ashut Deng when she arrived here in our community. She now represents the local United Food and Commercial Workers Union. When we reach the courthouse, Sioux Falls mayoral candidate Jolene Letcher will send our marchers home with what is sure to be an inspiring speech. Ms. Letcher is the founder of Jolene's Task Force and is also a small business owner. Our march route, as established by the Sioux Falls Police Department in cooperation with Minnehaha County, will be the Eastern Dakota Avenue sidewalks and the adjacent parking lanes. There is a march event at the Icon Lounge hosted by LEAD. Women, our partners, and children will be marching in solidarity with each other and with those marching across the country in recognition that vibrant and diverse communities are the strength of our nation. When women and like-minded people pound the pavement, change follows. This year's march is intended as a celebration of accomplishments achieved over the last year and has a call to action over concerns ranging from ending sex trafficking, racial profiling, discrimination based on color, disability, sexual orientation, religion, and immigration status. Also, access to health care, including birth control and maternity care, along with affordable insurance coverage and expanding family leave, voting rights, equal pay, along with equal representation and of women in state and local government. Of special concern is Medicaid expansion. It is estimated that approximately 50,000 South Dakotans qualify and would benefit from it. Many of these citizens have no options for health coverage. This year's march will land on the anniversary of the inauguration of President Trump. However, this event will be aimed at advancing the missions of the more than 15 co-sponsoring organizations, as well as the policy agendas of individual marchers. These co-sponsors include Common Grounds, Indivisible, 605 Indivisible, Planned Parenthood of North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota, Girl Trek, the Sioux Falls Center for Equality, and Spirit of Peace Church. The organizer of Sioux Falls Girl Trek, Taylor Newcomb, says her group is marching to continue the legacy of Black women walking for change, as well as to celebrate all that we have accomplished politically over the last year. Girl Trek is the largest health, nonprofit, and health movement dedicated to African American women and girls. In honor of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I will end with this quote. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of the press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest for our rights. We are confident our mission for a large, peaceful, and meaningful march will act as a change agent, not only in our community, but in the world. God bless every veteran who ever served for my right to stand here and speak. Your consideration of my invitation for you to join the Women's March empowers us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very good. Folks, anybody else want to engage the council? Welcome.
Tim Stanga. Watched the 4 o'clock meeting at home. There's a few things that everybody's sort of missing on this whole thing. It all comes down to trust. Everybody talks about whether some report was done right or report was written wrong or coerced or anything. It all comes down to trust. Whether we trust the executive branch or we trust city councilors to get us the right information. One thing I learned out of the report, 2 months ago I came up here and I told exactly what the report was going to say. But he came up with a couple other things. The building is fine, I said that. It all comes down to the siding. When you put something straight and you try to curve it, this is what happens. Why wasn't it pre-bent when we put it on? Where was the oversight when we started putting this siding on and we got up about 5-6 rows and we seen that something wasn't going right? Where was the oversight? I guess if we want to learn from different, how you want to say it, when we build things and we go manager at risk, we have to learn. We have to figure out what we did wrong on this project, get this project a little bit better. But the problem is we seen this siding going on wrong, but we kept going with it. I think we got about $30,000 invested in this now to come out and find out that, we should have put the siding on pre-bent. What is the difference between pre-bent siding and a straight piece of siding? What would it cost the citizens of Sioux Falls to get it pre-bent versus having a straight piece of siding? That's one question that I'd like to have answered. 2, who authorized? Knowing that siding was wrong to begin with, and as it was being put up, Who authorized to keep going on that siding? Because it all comes down to trust. It all comes down to telling the truth. If the city, how do you want to say it, said, go ahead and put it on, then just come out and say, we screwed up. We told them to keep going with it, not what it was going to look like in the end. But not one person that I talked to has any problems if the siding's leaking. The problem is the looks of the building. You know, we were told that $119 million was something that we could stand up with. And right now, it's not impressive. And I just want to be able to get down to the truth, down to realizing why we kept putting that siding on and why we didn't get it pre-bent as we seen that it was being put on wrong. Thank you.
Folks, anybody else? Very good. Item number 16.
I am Stephen Ciano. I am here in Sioux Falls at present. I'm not originally from here, but since I've been here, I have been trying to get my needs met and been run up against the wall every step of the way. Now, part of it could be misunderstanding. Take my purple hat, for instance. I had somebody on the bus yesterday think that I was a Vikings fan. I don't follow football or any other team sport. It's not my way. I'm not that sort of person. That's okay. If you want to be into sports and religion and whatever, so be it. Fine. But that doesn't mean that that's my way. But I have just sent this body a series of emails, and I am awaiting response. That's been in the past several days. I'm trying to get certain points across, and one of which is, as in reference to something that happened yesterday, I barely made it back inside alive. My reality, day to day, I never know when my legs are going to give out. It was cold. I almost did not make it. I could be dead now. And this is because of the city's people refusing to have oversight and accountability of civil employees as well as private employees involved in an attack on done surreptitiously. Last time I spoke to you, I was having much more difficulty breathing than I am now. So you can see the difference. It does happen. That is one of my physical issues on top of the mental. And people have, as I've said to you, fabricated condition since 78 wrongly denied, confirmed even by the VA's own psychiatrist, Dr. Renner. Check with him. Go ahead, do the checking. Then I was falsely, fraudulently declared incompetent, and to my knowledge, as was reported to me, based on that, they declared a custodial person to be appointed and sent reportedly over $300,000, whereas under such pretense, I was denied any of it. I was denied for years. And here I was, if I didn't have somebody to move into, to rent an apartment from, knowing I was a very honest person,